Today I'm going to show you how to make coconut macaroons with chocolate. Great for any Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur holiday, and I'm only showing you the best ones. You're going to need a 14-ounce bag of sweetened coconut flakes, a can of sweetened condensed milk, and then you're also going to need a bag of chips. You can do chocolate chips, semi-sweet, some vanilla, this is my homemade vanilla, and 2 room temperature eggs. That's what you need to start. A little bit of salt as well. Okay, first I'm going to take the shredded coconut and I'm going to open it up. This is 14 ounces of shredded, look at how pretty that is, coconut. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in my bowl to have a little taste. Good stuff. Then I'm going to add a can of sweetened condensed milk. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Make sure that it's all incorporated. It's going to take a minute or so, and you'll be able to tell because there won't be any white left. It'll all be yellow. You can see right now that a little bit of it's white and then there's yellow. So we're going to keep mixing until it's all incorporated. All right, just about there. All right. Now we're going to add about a teaspoonful of vanilla. I make mine from scratch, so that's why there's no label on it. Oh, it smells divine. I'm going to go ahead, add about a teaspoon, and mix that up again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 room temperature eggs and we're going to separate it. We only want the whites, okay? We only want the whites. So you can work this as much as you want now, but once we do what we do our next step, you're not going to want to work this as much. Okay, that's in there. So now we're going to take the eggs. I'm going to get this aside for a minute. And I'm going to crack the egg, and I do not want the yolk in there. I'm going to use my empty sweetened condensed milk container to put that in. If you get any yellow in there, this isn't going to work. So you want to make sure and not get any of the yellow. All right, I've got my white in there. I guess I could have done it in this bowl. Now what we're going to do is we're going to beat our whites until they form stiff peaks. So I'll see you in a moment when we get to that point. I wanted to show you, I've been beating it for about 1.5 minutes, and I wanted to show you how I know that this is not ready. See, it's very watery. So we're going to continue on for another probably 2 to 3 minutes, and then I will show you again. All right, I am ready. You can see it sticks to the beaters, and you can also see that I can turn it upside down and nothing comes out. Flip that on real quick so I can get those out of there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take both of these mixtures, and this is going to make these fluffy. So I just want to use like a big spoonful to start, maybe 1.5 spoons, okay? And we're going to fold these. We're not going to really work it too much. We just want to get it in there to make it a little lighter. Fold it, and then we're going to add the rest. Again, no mixing, just folding. This is going to make the mixture light and airy, and it's not going to be chunky, chewy, and crispy. It's going to be crispy on the outside, but chewy on the inside. Oops. Again, we're just folding, folding. And I also have the oven on 325 degrees bake. We want to incorporate the egg whites into the whole thing. Just folding, not really mixing. Just kind of like you do with dough, to be honest. All right, before I finish this off, I want to add just a pinch, maybe an 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt all out there. It kind of brings out the flavor. And then do it a couple more times, turn it a couple more times. I have a sheet pan ready with some parchment paper on it. Bring that over here real quick. Get this out of the way. And what we're gonna do now is you can use a regular spoon, but I'm gonna use my scooper, and I'm gonna scoop and press to make sure that it's in there pretty good. I want it packed. Yes, my hands are clean. And then I'm gonna put it on the parchment paper. Now you can do that over and over again until your parchment is lined up. I'm gonna show you when I get to that point. Okay, these are going into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until the top turns golden brown. You don't want it to be too done, so it's just gonna start looking like it's getting brown on the top, and then we're gonna remove them and let them cool. Okay, I just have a small batch here, as I wanted to show y'all what they look like. They're kind of golden brown on the top, and the bottoms are also brown. Now what I did was I took a glass bowl and put some chocolate chips in there and melted them 30 seconds at a time until it's a consistency where you can spread it. What you can do is you can do one of two things. You can put it on a plate and you can actually just spread it on the bottom. You can dip it on the bottom. I'm gonna spread it just to show you. Like that. Or you can take it and just kind of drizzle it over the top. Make it look messy but pretty. Probably need to microwave it a little bit more. But I'll show you what it'll look like in a second. Now I do want to mention that I ended up having a batch that was no good. Parchment paper is not the best. The best way to do it is to do a non-stick cookie sheet and grease it on the bottom. Then they don't stick. I'm gonna do that, and then I have some that have the chocolate on top. And I'm just gonna keep going and continue putting as much chocolate as I want. Now these stay good in the refrigerator for a week, and they stay good in the freezer for a month, but you have to have them airtight in the freezer. And so that's that. They're really easy to do. This is perfect for Passover because of the ingredients, for Rosh Hashanah, and for Christmas time. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know how yours turn out.